Nowadays, it's not uncommon for a woman in a relationship to have more money or earn more than a man. And no matter how far we have come, issues and problems can result from this situation. The question is, how do women deal with dating a man who makes a lot less money than she does? How do men deal with dating a woman who makes a lot more, that is, who earns more financially than the man? Or better still, can love survive when a woman earns more than a man? The program is a turn up, a program that seeks to empower women and the girl child. Still this. Hello and welcome to another edition of your program Turn Up on Canal Blue English. We're broadcasting live from Douala and Cameroon, and it's a program that seeks to empower women and the girl child. And today we've invited women to share their stories or share their experiences. And what if a woman earns more than a man? That's what we're talking about today. Why does this imbalance create tension in a relationship? How can a couple in this situation make a relationship to work? To talk on this issue, like I said earlier, we have invited women to talk about their own experiences, tell their own stories. And if you want to participate on the program, you can send your reactions on the number you'll be seeing on your TV screens. You can equally tag us on our Facebook page and equally on YouTube. You just have to type Turn Up and Ndih Maureen. I have all our past editions, and right now we're going to know who our guests are and let the discussion begin. I'll start with a person that is very close to me. She's called Miss Rokia Ebane. She is a social consultant. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Now,
Thank you very much. I'm good. The weather is quite welcoming. It's not very hot.
All right. Now, how was your day? Was it like so challenging as a woman?
Every day is a new story, a new page for a woman, and the challenges are always there. But I always try to keep it zen. I meditate a lot, and it helps me go through every day.
All right. We equally have Mrs. Ngwa Emelda. You are in an educationist, rather. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Now, how do you feel? I want you to be relaxed. How do you feel today?
I think I'm grateful and highly honored to be here, because when you called me, it was like, what does she want me to say? What do I have to tell the women out there? But I think I have, whatever I'll tell them will help them in some way.
Now, how do you feel as a woman?
I feel wonderful. I keep on saying this to every man I meet on the way. God did not make a mistake to create women. So had it been there were no women here on earth, would have been talking about something else.
Because I have women who are not confident about themselves, who think that maybe God made a mistake to create her as a woman because she has a lot of trouble. That's why I ask, how do you feel as a woman? Because as a woman, you have a lot of qualities, maybe, and you're different. You have your own, let's say talents. You're different from another woman, but a woman who don't even know how to identify their talent. That's why I ask. Now, how do you feel as a woman, Rokia?
You know, initially it's not very easy. It's honest to say we come from a culture. As Africans, we really don't talk much with our mothers. And I think it would do a great deal if mothers will relate more with your girl, with the girl child, teach her to become, because womanhood is another thing altogether, and it comes with knowledge. But it's quite unfortunate that with the African context, we women don't communicate very much. And most of the times, young girls learn through experience. And women have a lot when you talk about experiences. Sometimes some are able to come out of it, others are not able. But as a woman, I would say, she said something very pertinent. Once you have spiritual convictions or cultural convictions, they help identify and shape your personality. And then with strong spiritual convictions, God gives you that image of what a woman is all about, and then you realize that not only you assume your femininity, but also you are grateful for being a woman, because being a woman is a blessing to humanity.
All right, we're talking today about marriage, relationship, and money. money. Now, I want to talk about more and talk about the financial aspects of marriage. Now, where do we situate all this? How do we define it?
That's a big
How
trap.
do we define the three? Imelda, I'll begin with you.
Yeah, I think it's a very sensitive topic.
Okay.
Sensitive and delicate.
Okay.
A trap.
Yeah, because if you cannot manage it very well, you find yourself down the drain.
Okay.
You have to be very careful with the two issues.
Okay.
You have to forego one to accept the other. Or if you think that you can accept the two, you should know how to manage the two. If not, it's going to be terrible.
Okay. Now, how do you define the three? How do you relate the three? We're talking about marriage, we're talking about relationship, and we're talking about money.
Like you said, it's a very, very complex topic because we're talking about humans, and humans as a species are very, very difficult because, you know, I always tell people it's always important to situate the context. We talk about marriage. Marriage as an African is different. Marriage as a European or an American is different. Marriage as a Christian or a Muslim is different. So it's always important to contextualize the issue so that you know from where you're coming from. Because it comes with values, be them cultural or spiritual. When you're able to identify all that, then you now have a manner of approach towards all of this. So I always insist on values. Core values will determine what choices you make and how you overcome your challenges as a couple in a relationship, or how you manage your finance as a couple and all of that.
All right. Now, we're talking about how to manage your finance as a couple. Now, where do you place it? Imelda, where do we place it?
I think that the first thing in a relationship, or the most important thing amongst couples, is love. There should be that love. If you don't love yourself, you will not be able to manage it.
So it means when you're getting into a relationship, you're not interested in what the man earns. You're not interested in your own salary to see comparing
my
you
own
with the man.
point of view, I think that from the word go, the word was love and not money.
All right.
So if you are going into a relationship and you truly love the man, and the man hasn't got money, I think the two of you can work out things. That's how I look at it.
Okay.
Because if you take only on the monetary side, you will never get a good husband. Because you want somebody who is so rich. You want to stay. You want a husband who is so rich. At the same time,
women would say that, okay, now I have the man. I love him, he loves me, but I don't eat well. I don't have this. I don't have this. Now, I should tell you at one point, I don't even eat love. So, where do you please finance? Should a woman like check the man pockets before getting into the relationship, like you're saying, or just love the man and the other one comes after?
That's why I say there's love and mutual understanding. If there should be love on the two sides, not only the woman loving the man, because if the man loves the woman too, they'll be able to handle the situation, handle their problems. Maybe I'm not putting it the right way, but I think
maybe we'll certainly come back to you because it's a discussion, and the discussion needs to flow. Now, let me turn back to Rokia. Now, should you check a man's pocket
Obviously.
before getting into the relationship?
Obviously, you should.
Why?
Because now we're talking about the family, and the family extends to children. And I think it's a problem we have in Africa. We're not being sincere. We should learn to be sincere. How do you raise children? How do you take care of yourself?
Let's just take it that you're just getting
of course.
to know the man, and you're just in the relationship, you don't have kids.
No, that's where the problem is. I'm going to be very sincere.
Okay.
Before you get into marriage, you come from a family. It's the truth. We are Africans. We should say the things the way it is. Marriage is not about two people in Africa. It's about families. There are expectations. Families expecting you need to give financial assistance, and to the society as well, because I think we're a little bit biased and selfish when we say marriage is between a man and a woman. No, I should be able to know that this man I'm getting married to can take care of me, can also help the society in one way or the other, can assist my parents who took care of me. And so I'm not really comfortable when we say, no, I love you, I love you. No, it doesn't work. It's not true.
All right.
And then you find children in the street who are not well taken care of. And then we have this society chaotic the way it is because we don't want to say things the way they are.
So you're for the fact that a woman should check the man?
I'll check.
You check?
I'll check properly, and be very sure.
How do you do it?
Well, you have time for dating. When you meet, a relationship has different phases. You have the time to date, you court, and I have all the time to investigate all the things I need to investigate to know if you're not financially upright, you cannot keep a family.
All right. So don't you think that at that stage the man can, I mean, he can grow in his business, he can...
No, marriage is not a game for children. And it's not for amateurship. It's for professionals. You're going for a deal. It's not something you go try. Right. So you should be ready before going for marriage. You should be ready psychologically, financially. It means that
if you said the man is not financially to your taste, you drop the man. Is that
what
you're saying?
I would say to my taste, no, it depends. But then you should be able to take care of a family. There should be some sense of responsibility. It doesn't just end with me. It doesn't just end with me. Like I said, I'm an African and I'm a typical African. So marriage is not between a man and a woman. It involves so many people.
All right, Imelda, you have a different view from that?
Yeah, I think that as she rightly said, she will check and check very well. Some men can pretend.
Nah.
Some can pretend. You need to live with a man to know who he is.
They pretend that they don't have.
They don't. They pretend that they
really are.
No, some pretend that they have, and they'll like
boast around.
Try to boast around. Meanwhile, he has nothing.
And when you get inside, you discover that there's nothing.
Yeah, when you get in now, you discover that he's not the guy you thought he was. You start spending sleepless nights, regretting all those type of things. I think that you can work out things with him. If you love the man, the two of you can work out things and you bring out things the right way.
But she said something. If the man is not honest in the beginning, how do you work out things with someone that is not honest?
No,
if he cannot tell you his financial situation. So women should use a touch. How do you call it? A true can be sure that this man is serious.
Okay.
Because anybody can want a wife, but it's not about who wants, it's who can keep a woman. So use your touch very well. And sometimes parents used to help us. That's why I said in Africa, it's not just about two people. We should go back to the culture where our families help us investigate.
Which means you're trying to say that couples are not sincere to themselves these days?
Not 100%. Not 100%.
Why?
You find the couples, you find the man trying to hide things from the woman trying to hide things. I don't know why it has to happen that way. I don't know why, but if you look at it keenly, some of those problems come up because they are not truthful to themselves.
Okay. Now, is finance an important aspect of a relationship?
Oh, yes.
Checking the man's salary, checking if he can take care of you. Is it really important? Is it really important in a relationship?
It is very important. When it comes to the African society, when we talk about marriage, we have a problem today in our modern societies because marriage is, we say, oh, we use love to garnish it and make it. And I think men use that term to manipulate women. Let's go back to the very onset. Why did God institute marriage for those that are Christians? And we go back to the African culture. What was the purpose of marriage? It's for the continuity of the species. It's for the continuity of the society and the continuity of the genealogy of a particular family. Right. So I say it's not about a man and a woman. So once a man was set for marriage, it was a rite of passage. Actually, when a guy was between 13, 14, you were separated from the girls. You had to join the men so that you be trained how to take care of, because it's not just about you, it's a society. It's the continuity of the society. Societies are made up of families, so they make sure that the man, there will be a hurt for him, he has some source of income, before you can start talking about marriage, because it starts from the bride price. So today you see some women help men pay their bride prices, and then you start asking yourself, if you really understand what marriage is all about, that is where you start failing. He should be able to be a responsible someone that can assume taking care of a family, because it extends to the society. And those are things we should frown at seriously.
All right.
I think so. So you should know, is he financially stable? He must not have a bogus bank account, but then he should have something to be able to cater for the children, so that we don't have irresponsible children running over the streets, can't go to school because you say you love. Women should stop playing that game. It's not helping.
So are you in a sense saying that women should love the money and not love the man?
Oh,
Check the money
if you want to
first,
say love
which
money,
one comes
fine,
first?
but
Which one comes first?
can you take care of the family? That's what comes first, and then love me
Imelda?
later.
What comes first?
I'll still come back to love.
So love comes first, Imelda, and work here, money.
Well, I
If
would
you love your husband and he loves you, things will work out for the good for the two of you, because then you people will be able to discuss without any problem.
And you use the little you have to raise a family.
You use the little that you have to raise a family. When you people have that mutual understanding, God will bless you people.
All right.
God will bless you people, and to be honest,
that's that
God
lazy
will not
word from
abandon you people
Africans.
from
Africans,
anything.
God will help people. No,
All right.
we should stop saying that.
All right, work here.
No, there's nothing like God is going to help people. It says it clear. A man in the Bible, because you're talking about God.
Yeah.
A man will leave his family and shall cling to the wife. Both shall become one.
Yeah.
And it is clearly written in the Bible that he that cannot cater and fend for his family is worse than an infidel. So where does God come into all this? God says, be responsible. God says for you to be able to take care of your family. I take a typical family in the Bible. Joseph was a carpenter. He had a source of income. He could take care of baby Jesus. He could take care of the mother and the siblings. So they should not be loved. And because today we have tendency to mark, oh God. No, it's not God. God says for a man to be married, he should be responsible. He should have something doing so that he can ensure the security of the family.
Right.
I don't think we are talking here about somebody who is a useless man or somebody who hasn't got any finances. At least a
But think
little
about somebody who has a minimum.
minimum, yes.
What do we call minimum?
You can answer the question. What do you call minimum?
No, you use the word minimum, so let me know what minimum is first of all.
Imelda, are you right?
Anyway, to my own knowledge, I can understand that minimum is just the little that you have, the little salary that you have, let's put it salary that you have. But I think that when you start from somewhere, you go up to you go to a level where it will be comfortable for all of you.
Okay.
But if you start looking only at the monetary aspect or trying to see if the man is very rich or rich, you will have problems along the line.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Now I want us to take these reactions this time around from neighboring Nigeria. We had to go to the streets of Nigeria asking women as well as men, what if your wife earns higher than you? Now what's going to be your reaction? Let's watch. We'll be right back.
On the streets of Lagos today, we want to find out if men should be paid above women in any organization, be it government or private organization, despite they are operating on the same level and they have the same qualifications. Let's go ask. Do you think it's okay for men to be paid above women in Nigeria today?
No, because we are equal.
Okay.
So we deserve the best.
Why the disparity? Why? Why should that be? I don't believe in that. I don't think it's okay. For me, I don't think it's okay.
I feel sad and I really feel like resigning. Resigning and go and look for another job.
It's a cheat on a woman if men are being paid more than a woman. And after all, they are doing the same thing. They provide the same service. So it shouldn't be.
To me, I think they have the same right. They have the same equal right. One right belongs to man equally to woman as well. But to me, woman is more of domestic entity.
So if men can be the head of the home, so I believe in any circumstance, in any organization, men should also be the head and they should be paid above women.
That should be maybe the man's qualification is above the woman's qualification. That's just in that case. But if you're on the same qualification or you're on the same level in the working place, I don't believe the guy or the man should earn above the woman.
I would say it's okay to be paid for men to be paid higher, but what I just say is like they should be paid according to the services they render.
If it happens to you, what would you do?
There's nothing I could do because I'm working with a government organization.
Okay.
It's not a private setting whereby you meet the owner or the CEO and discuss with the CEO. But since it's a government organization and you are being paid on level,
Okay.
so there's nothing you can do.
If I have the opportunity, of fighting for such woman, I will do that with the last drop of my blood.
What would you do?
Take a legal action on it.
Mine is that I will just give an advice. Maybe talk to the authorities for them to correct the norms, but I don't think,
I would rather leave the job. Because I do not see any reason why they should be paying him more than they are paying me.
I made her to know that if it's me that is that man, I made her to just understand why it is like that.
No, with the one I'm doing, I won't leave it until I get the other job, another job that is going to pay me more than the one I'm doing previously.
Well, I feel that he's been cheated, So far, I have the same qualification with the same man, with the man as well. He's been cheated.
If she's not okay with that, she'll leave now. She can only have such complaint and I'll advise her. If she's not okay with the job, fine. If she's okay, she can stay. Better to let her open her own organization.
If you go offer the same services, if you do the same thing, if you're in the same office, if the operation is the same, what you do is the same as what I do, I don't feel there should be the men should be paid higher. You should just be equal like that.
Discrimination is real out there. Only those who wear the shoes know where it pinches. That's all for today. But do not forget to download Gigi app, the #1 place where you can buy and sell smarter. I am Odunwayo Oti, and this is BatterBoss.com. Bye for now.
Batter Boss.
Welcome back. The question I want to ask now is, how does it feel to earn more than a man? Emerald, is it normal for a woman to earn more than a man? That's the first question. You're in a relationship or you just met a man and you discover that he earns a lower salary than you. How do you feel?
I will still come back to say it's...
How do you feel from first instance? How will you feel? How will you react? Or maybe in the course of the relationship, you understand that he earns a lower salary than you. How do you feel? What will be your reaction?
There's already that complex. I'll feel a bit complex. I'll feel as if, how do I put it? The relationship will not really flow.
That you'll be in control.
Yeah, I feel as if I'll be in control. And the relationship will not really go on smoothly because he will every time you want to talk, he will like, why are you talking to me like that? Is it because you are earning more than me? So it's going to bring a lot of issues.
First reaction, you're not going to be yourself. It's like
yes,
you are the man and he's a woman in the house. Now, work here. What's the first reaction?
No, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it because, like I said, this talk of women earning more than men is not recent. If you look at our ancient societies, in fact, women had stronger economical background than men. Women have always been powerful and instrumental, even in the African society before things changed, probably because of men's ego, and they try to, you know. So women have always been very influential, even in African communities. So it is not a problem. It is not a problem for me. It only becomes a problem, like I said, when it comes to values. When you have shared values, money is not an issue because you understand that it's a tool. But it's important that you people have a base, a financial base, because if there's no financial base, there's no continuity for the relationship. And I think we've come to the point where we have to be honest. We shouldn't pretend. We should tell the truth. Most marriages are suffering today because of the financial instability. You have children, you have the woman that wants to be well taken care of. So if the man is not able to take care of the woman, it becomes a problem. Even sometimes when the woman earns more, it's all about education, like I said, convictions, be them spiritual or cultural. She said something. There's a complex that
That's the first reaction. You have a complex.
Yes, there is.
There
Automatically,
is a
there is.
complex.
Yes, men themselves with a very
The
big
man
ego.
complex on the man.
The
as
man,
well
the man
on the
himself.
woman.
Yes, it's
But the complex
automatic
is more
from the man.
From the man.
Yes.
Because he thinks that you're going to like.
Oh, she will not
overpower him,
respect
and then
me.
she will not respect
Yes.
you. And the respect. Have you had cases like this in society? Friends who experience that?
Of course. Sometimes it doesn't have to come to financial circumstances. Sometimes if you're more learned or schooled or exposed than a man, it becomes a problem. Automatically, it becomes a problem. So I think the problem comes most of the time from men, not really women, because women are very, very, initially, they are societal beings. Women are very sensitive. They are caregivers. They love. They can cherish. They can nurture. Women don't ask too much, but I think the problem comes from men. Men have a problem with dealing with a woman that can make more. He's complex because of ego, and I think it shouldn't be like that. A woman is there to accompany a man, and so men should learn to trust women and give women the platform to be.
So the problem is with the men when the woman earns more than the man.
Yes,
Is that what you're
most of
saying?
the times.
At what level?
He's complex. He feels he will not be in control because they are domineering beings. They always want
But
to
don't you think
dominate.
there are women who show off too when they earn a lot more than the men?
Yeah, you have some women who behave like that.
Because it depends maybe on the partner, yes. Another.
You have some women who behave like that when they earn more than their husbands, and like they'll tend to maltreat the man. Because when they sit and think on how the man behaves when he is rich, the way he treats his family, his wife, all those things, you prefer to go out, hang out with friends. You forget the family at home. You only see them when they come back home. You only see them home when their pockets are empty. When their pockets are full, they just go out there and
You're talking about the man here.
Yeah, the man. I'm talking about the man.
So what about the woman? Because we have so many women who the men, most men will say they will not get married or involved in a relationship with a woman who earns higher than him because the woman, she's more of insultive, is more overpowering, and the woman doesn't respect it. And we have so many cases like that, like you said, in society. And you are a social worker. Now, have you had couples come complain about that?
Many times. I've even had cases where men have become suicidal because maybe in the beginning, initially, he's the one taking care of the family. Sometimes he even sends this woman to school, and then the moment she is financially strong, she becomes very difficult and stubborn. And it happens most of the times.
That's maybe this time the man who is coming to complain about the wife, she earns higher than me, or I don't have a job anymore, and the woman has to fend for the family. Now, how do you handle it?
Usually, like I said, I always go back to the importance of values, spiritual values, and all of that. They play a very important role.
You do a lot of counseling.
Of course, yes. It plays a very vital. We've had a situation where the man was, like I said, he was suicidal, and he was expecting that the woman was going to come back. And it was obvious that she was not coming back because she said she had climbed the societal ladder more than the man, and automatically he was not fit to be the husband. So that's why I say it has to do with spiritual convictions and education sometimes. And then the thing is, most of the times, those instigating these issues are mothers.
Why and how?
instigate their daughters. Oh, you cannot be taking care of this man. You have to save some money. Yes,
family.
women are causing a lot of issues in the society.
Yeah.
It's always the mother that comes in and tells the daughter, no, why are you accommodating this? If you cannot put food on the table, send him away, pack your things out of his house, now that you can afford your own home and all of that. And that's why I said it has to do with spiritual convictions. Once you understand what marriage is in the eyes of God, even in our cultural societies, like I said, we have strong institutions where women were in power. In fact, women have always taken care of the family. Most societies in Africa, the man marries the woman, she gets a plot of land, and then she farms, and then she sells, and then she takes care of the children. So it's not something new. So it's an issue with a double side. Men also have a problem letting women assume that sense of responsibility.
Okay. Yeah.
The moment the woman starts earning more, even if she's not doing anything wrong, the man starts creating problems.
Okay.
He starts creating problems. Oh, you're not respecting me. Even if it was something she was going to complain, even when she was not financially strong, he will make it an issue. So it's the issue with humans and selfishness and ego. We should learn to deal with our ego and then understand that marriage is for the continuity of the society and learn values. Try to practice those values that will help keep the family together, because it starts with selfishness and ego.
Okay.
The man will not listen to her because he thinks that anything she wants to do is because she has more money.
All right. What if the woman keeps it as a secret between she and the man? She doesn't tell the family. Because if the woman runs back to the family and tell the financial situation, that's when the family will obviously come in. Emilio. What if the woman keeps it secret just between the two of them? Can it work out? Can the relationship work out? Can the marriage work out?
Yeah, I think it can work out. Problem comes in when she starts telling the others. Like she goes back to her mom and said, back at home, I'm the one buying the food, paying the bills and all whatnot. Obviously, the mother will be very angry. So she will start chipping in her own type of ideas. So if you keep it to yourself and you learn to manage your home, not even to the third person, you'll be able to solve that problem. And you people will live in peace.
So the major problem here is with the man.
Most of the times.
Most of the times it's the man, it's not even the woman.
Yeah.
The woman is there doing her job, doing the other things, taking care of the family, but the man already feels like defeated.
Yes.
Defeated, and he starts creating problems.
You agree with me that most of the times when if a woman has 100,000, I can guarantee you that most of the times 90,000 goes for the house.
Yes.
It's automatic. Sometimes men don't accept it, but it is true. So why we should have a problem if she's making that much? She will automatically take care of that family she loves and the man she loves. Women are self-sacrificing. The problem is men, like I said, it's a problem of ego and it's a problem of education. Won't you understand that blessings must not come from the man or from, like I said, in our African societies, why did men not have a problem with women taking care of the family? It happened.
Okay.
Economically, Africans have always contributed. African women have always been a strong, strong actors in economic empowerment.
Okay. Yeah.
Things changed.
Okay.
And the result of the fact that women abandoned all these things to men is what we are having, is what we have today as consequences.
Okay.
But women should take back the baton of leadership. Okay. They were constructed for that. When you get into the Bible, you talked about Christianity. Not everybody is a Christian. Okay. But if you go into the Muslim religion, you realize that most of the responsibility as far as societal development is concerned was assigned to the woman. You get into Proverbs 31, it tells you about the virtuous woman. It tells you how she takes care of the family, how she goes out, how she considers a piece of land, and she buys, and she makes sure her family is kept warm during winter and all of that. It's to tell you that the woman is the backbone of not only the family, but of the society. So men should not think that if a woman is empowered, it makes him frail. No, on the contrary, she's there to complement him. Okay. And financial issues, there should be transparency. It's important. And that's why I talked about convictions. Once you have shared values, you realize that finances are just a tool. That's not what determines the happiness of the family. It's just a tool for the continuity of the family and the society.
All right. Now, what if you observe that at the beginning of the relationship? Now, what do you do, Imelda? At the beginning of the relationship, you observe that you earn higher than the man at the beginning of the relationship. Now, what do? You drop? Or what do you do as a woman?
Yeah, me as a woman, let me take it on my own part. Me as a woman, I don't think I have to drop the relationship. But I keep on talking about understanding. You make the man to understand that despite the fact that you earn more than him, he remains.
Which means at the beginning of the relationship, you declare your salary to the man?
I think transparency is the best thing.
Okay. Because I have so many women out there who have so many men who don't declare their financial status to their women.
Yeah, the men don't declare it. But I think the best thing is to declare it. From there, you people will know how to work, how to run the family.
All right.
Yeah, so I don't think if the man comes and he hides his salary and the woman hides their salary, I don't know how they function. But I think that it's good for them to declare it.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about your own experience. You're a married woman. Now, at the beginning of the relationship, now did you check to know if the man financial status, was it at the sense of curiosity to you?
I did not, it was not that, I did not take it that way. When I saw him, I fell in love with him. I was still a young girl. So excited to have a husband. But just the way he took my family, that's what captured me. He was so caring.
It involved money.
He took care of everybody. He would come around, he would take care if you are sick, all those things. So he captured me from there. So I didn't even bother to know if he earns millions or what.
But he wasn't taking care of your family with stones. He was using money.
At the long run, but from the word go, I never saw that. I never looked at money. I fell in love with somebody.
But later on, were you interested? In the course of the relationship, were you interested?
In his money?
Yeah.
I know the money was there for us and the children.
That's what I'm saying. Were you interested to know what he earns as a man?
I've never for 1 second even tried to ask him how much he earns, but surprisingly one day he came home and told me, this is what I earn. I never checked.
You asking him?
Yeah, I did not ask him.
And you also told him how much you
then I was not working. I was not working then.
And when you started working?
Yeah, when I started working, he knows what I do and the businesses I've been doing, he knows how I do it. So we don't have any problem with that.
So what if what he earns today and tomorrow he no longer has it, and now you earn more than him? Now how will you do it?
Let me tell you about this love I'm talking about. Because at one time in my life, he was not working and I was not working.
That's the question. That's what I'm asking.
So to him it was like his world was crumbling. But I kept on telling him, if you look at life at that angle, it means you have failed. Like as a child of God, it means you have failed. God is putting us to a test. Let's stay firm to his words.
Okay.
And we'll try with the little we have and God will provide for us.
All right. Now, when you have friends who come to you with problems like that, you've had friends who come to you with problems like that, right? Now, what do you tell them? What type of problems? What did they tell you?
Yeah, you have some who come and they complain that they don't have, their husband don't no longer work. And
they are the one fending for the family.
They are the one defending for the family. I keep on telling them my own. What happened to me. I share my experience to them. And I told them I became so close to my husband that time. Because I saw him crumbling. Because at one time he said, what type of life is this? What is happening to me? Because the woman is stronger than the man.
All right. Now, Rokia, I'll turn back to you. Now, you are not yet married, right? And you want to get there.
Of course.
Now, are you going to check on that?
No, I will check.
Now, how will you do that?
I'll check.
Because
I'll
I know you
ask.
are in a relationship.
I'll
Now,
ask.
How did you do
I'll
it?
ask questions. Like I said, it has to do with convictions. She said something very pertinent. Some men are very, very open that they will tell you even when you don't ask.
Okay.
They'll tell you. You can tell when a man loves you from the way he behaves. The moment he will tell you, oh dear, I have this. This is what I have. You have this. Let me keep this. There are people like that. So you can start telling a man who cares about you from those actions. But seriously, I will not put my life in jeopardy. I will make sure that even if he doesn't
At the
have,
beginning of the relationship,
of course, I'll
you're
make
trying
sure.
to check if
Yes,
his salary.
it's important.
You're really bold enough to ask that.
No, I'm not going to ask
Or you
your salary.
look for me.
No, what
Now,
I
how
say,
do you do it?
no,
Because it's very difficult
no,
to do that.
important for me. Like I said, it has to do with conviction, spiritual values. If I trust the man I'm dating, I don't need to ask him to tell me how much he earns. Those things are automatic. They are natural. He will come up to you and he will tell you, this is what I have. In the beginning, sometimes most men don't really want to talk about it because you will be surprised that men say, I really want to tell my wife how much I earn. But the problem is, if you let her know how much you earn, you will not rest. Because when she has a problem, she wants that problem solved. And you know, men are always logical in their thinking. Women are more emotional. She sees a handbag, she wants to buy. She sees a pair of shoes, she wants to buy. Now the man is thinking about the future.
Okay.
So if he has some money and he saves, most of the times it's not because he doesn't want to make the family come, but he's looking at rainy days. But the woman most of the times does not think that way. She just wants to. I want the money now. I need it now. Okay. So most of the times men will tell you, with men that come to us, they'll say, it's not as if I don't want to tell my wife how much I earn. But if she knows before the month ends, she has already done calculations based on what I earn. And most of the times women don't think of saving.
We also have women who suffer from the hands of their men since they earn higher than them, right?
Yes, but I'll still go back to convictions. Once you understand what love is all about, you share. You have brothers at home. You share. It's all about sharing. It's about complementing one another. And if you truly love someone, if he's not financially okay, but sometimes if it's a lazy, that's why I said you check. Why is he not financially stable? He could be irresponsible. He could be the lazy type. I'm not going to say that I love you and you're lazy. No. If I see that is somebody that's hardworking and is,
you can push,
why not? And you can boost him up.
Okay.
But you should be sure that it's a man that has something on the pipeline. Maybe it's not due yet, but it's on the way. Okay. But if you don't have anything, seriously, we don't have anything to talk about.
All right, let's take a break. I want us to watch this report talking about what women earn. Is it more than a man? And how does it affect the relationship? Let's watch it right back.
Women who work full-time still earn 15% less than men. But that's not because they're paid less for the same jobs. It's because they're in different jobs. Women are in less senior jobs. In Britain, France, and Germany, 80 to 90% of executive jobs are held by men. Women also tend to choose different occupations. In America, over 80% of teachers, nurses, secretaries, and health workers are female, and these jobs tend to be lower paid. Primary school teachers in the West earn nearly 20% less than the average graduate job. Nurses earn less than police officers, cleaners less than caretakers. Women are as ambitious as men. They earn the majority of university degrees. In America, they now ask for promotions as often as men, But it's the price women pay for motherhood that holds them back. In Britain, 70% of mothers reduce their working hours or switch to a less demanding job, compared with 11% of fathers. In Australia, it's 56% of mothers and 19% of fathers. While in France, 55% of mothers scale back, compared with 13% of fathers. When an American woman goes back to work, her salary is on average lower than it would have been if she hadn't had a child. The race for gender equality is far from over. As more children choose non-traditional careers and men do more childcare, fewer working women will be held back.
Right now we are concluding, but I want to ask now, how should women get out of it? How do they overcome this problem, this financial aspect, earning higher than a man, than your man? Now, how do you overcome it as a woman? Imelda.
Yeah, I think that a woman who earns more than a man, I think there's a way that you can explain to your husband that you talk with your man. Let him understand that the fact that you earn more than him doesn't mean that you are above him.
Okay.
Yeah, and you try to, because I think, even looking at it, when these women, when they earn more than their husband, they do a lot of things. Because, like she said, they spend all their money back at home, in the home.
So how does she overcome it? How does she overcome it, Rokia?
I think women should understand that if you are more economically empowered, no, it shouldn't. It shouldn't. It shouldn't. Like I said, in the African societies, even in modern societies, it is not new. It's not a new thing that women have always been very strong when it comes to economic power. Women should not be complex. Be it inferiority, yes, you should not have either inferiority complex or superiority complex. You should understand that it is normal. And what you should do is dialogue, and then understand that the resources are meant for the well-being of the family. And if you dialogue, I'll still go back to convictions. Core values and all of that. Once you have shared values, you realize that there's no difference in what you make and what I make. Whatever you make becomes common good for the well-being of the family and the society.
Now, what are you telling the women? Imelda, in one word.
Yeah, they should not be complex.
All right. Now, and what do you tell the men?
Men should stop being complex. Men, control your ego and understand that women have always been a source of empowerment in the society. Trust your women and let them help, because it's what is happening. Sometimes some men don't even let their women work, and when they are gone, children are meant to suffer, whereas women can do much. Trust your women, dialogue with them. Women are very important in the society.
A word for the men?
I think the men should also have confidence in the women. They should know that their wives can do something too for the family.
All right. I want to thank you, ladies. You're so wonderful. We're talking about a marriage relationship and money, finances. We're talking about the financial status. How can a woman handle it? We're talking about if a woman earns higher than a man, what's the impact in a relationship? We've come to the end of the program. If you did enjoy it, then take another round. We'll see you same time next week. Goodbye.